31 book reviews in 31 days. We're on day 29, and this is a fantasy that I absolutely adored. And this basically placed this author at the top of my list, as in I started pre-ordering her books. I was just like, yeah, no, you're definitely an amazing writer, and that is To Kill a Kingdom. And I had heard about this book. I had it on my list for ages, and then last year I finally decided to read it, and I'm just like, I see it now. I see why they call you kind of like the queen of retellings, because wow, this is a Little Mermaid retelling, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. From the very beginning, intense language. Like, you can feel the savagery of the FMC through the book. I was fearing for my own life. Like, babes, like, are you okay? And what I loved about this is that the characters who represent Ariel and her main man Eric in this book, obviously different names, they are both savage. They're both badass. They're both like, we not messing around. Like, don't play it. So Lyra is Siren royalty, you know, she's the princess of her kingdom, and she basically has a thing for the hearts of princes, because basically the sirens on their birthday, they steal a heart. And she is known for only going for the hearts of princes. She's just like, yeah, I can't just go for any basic heart. She's known for it. Elian, he's a prince of his kingdom. He is known for hunting sirens because they continuously kill humans and keep going after princes. Whew. So they're already enemies, and it's not just like an enemy type of, oh, you know, I don't like you. No, I will kill you on sight. And I love that, because that is true enemies to lovers, okay? And for good reason. It's not just like, oh, he was mean to me one day. No, you keep coming after my people. I'm going to end you. I love the energy from the beginning. Boom. And one thing, it's very, very clear from the onset that both characters have an inner darkness. And that's one of the things I really, really love about this book. They address quite a lot of things, and they show us a lot of things, you know. So obviously we have the chosen family. There's a pressure to please your parents, literally from both ends, from both characters. You see like these different parts. You have power plays. Like, this book just had it all. So essentially this storyline, what the story is about is that Princess Lyra, she's just out and about, and her birthday's coming up, so obviously she knows she's going to like steal a heart. But one day she's out and she sees a prince, and she can't resist, even though it's not her birthday, and she takes the heart. But that is breaking the law of her, like, very, very even more terrifying than her mother. And her mother, to punish her, basically says, yeah, you are going to be made a human. So she takes her tail and gives her legs. And the mother is just like, the only way you can come back, I can't remember the exact deal, but she made a deal. And so Lyra is tossed into the ocean with legs. She is picked up by who other than Elian, Prince Elian. And they don't recognize each other. Well, she recognizes him. He don't recognize her. So obviously she already has an advantage. And she's just like, okay, if I can bring his heart, I can get my tail back. And he's just like, you know what, I'm hunting this, you know, this siren princess who's been killing all the princesses in, you know, different kingdoms. And I'm just like, yeah, he doesn't know. But she doesn't have her powers and stuff like that. So she's already kind of lost her siren's voice. So she can't, you know, steal people's hearts and tempt them. And so it's kind of just like a back and forth between them, because they already don't like each other. Even though he doesn't know she's a siren princess, he already knows she's sketchy. He doesn't trust her. So it's really just the power plays are power playing. And then we see them kind of like go back and forth and try to like one up the other. But at the same time, we kind of see their relationship dynamics start to change. But one thing I like about this, the enemies to lovers, obviously we know it's going to happen, but then the pace of it was absolutely amazing. We don't have one day I hate you, one day I don't. No. Every day I will continue to try to one up you and plot for your murder. Like, every single day I'm going to keep doing it. Whereas Alien is just like, I don't trust her. You know what? If I have to ditch you to, you know, do what I have to do, I'm gonna do it. You obviously don't like us, and you're definitely against us. I loved it. It was straight up enemies, to the point that towards the end you're just like, you know what, your progression to just even being friends makes sense, because you guys came a long way. But it was great, and the descriptions in this book, absolutely stunning. This book was all that in a bag of chips. I loved it so much. I loved the language use. I loved the taunting. I loved the back and forth between them. I really, at one point, did not see. I was just like, ooh, who's going to come up on top? I'm just like, are we actually going to get enemies to lovers, or are we just going to stay as enemies? It was really, really fun. And I think what I liked about this is that as Lyra was, now in the human world, it really gave us a chance to kind of evaluate, the complexities of being human, because, she is now in that space where she's just like, she had this perception of humans and then got to see different sides. And then even Elian, as he's going through the things that he has to do and the things that he's seen as he's traveled on ship. Like, it's just, yeah, it was a great book. I was just like, we're going through so much, we're experiencing so much, and we didn't have any room to breathe. Like, every second of every moment of this book, it was on. It was on like Donkey Kong. Like, they weren't joking around. It was fast paced, and we didn't have a moment's respite. Like, and I loved it. I'm just like, yes. Every second, give me something to jump out of my seat for. Give it to me. This book, yeah, definitely one of my faves ever. It was just so good. So do be sure, if you haven't yet, because you're just like, oh, it's just one of those TikTok books, this is one of the ones that are actually worth it. So do be sure to pick it up and have some fun, for sure. And of course, I will see you guys tomorrow.